Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another commentary video. And today I'm going to be talking about what I think about SWF, and I mean specifically SWFing with comms. I always like separate the idea of like SWF and comms. I say like SWF for comms, and I say 4-stack for like 4 people grouping without comms, because I feel like it's just a good way to distinguish. I know a lot of other people don't do that, but that's like what I do. That's like how I refer to it, because it just makes things easier and more helpful. But yeah, what do I feel about SWFing? Because I feel the idea that brought this up to me was that like somebody commented recently that I thought it was cheating, and I found that to be a very, very interesting like perspective, that having comms would be cheating. And I'm like, because I think, and like just my loose interpretation of what cheating is, like at least in games, is you are doing something that is like not available to everybody, that gives you extra info or literally alters the way the game primally functions. Like that's just kind of like a general, you know, idea of what I look for when I'm thinking of cheating. And for that reason, I don't really think that comms are cheating, because the main thing you gain from having comms is map awareness. And not even just, I guess it's just still map awareness, but I mean like generally like knowledge of where people are, what they're doing, who's going for the save, what gens not to do to avoid a 3-gen, like that sort of thing. But like, I don't think that like having that information and having it readily available and having it quickly, I think definitely is super duper strong, and it does provide a very intense advantage. But I think what people don't like to hear, and Tofu has a whole video on this that goes really, really in depth on this, if you like really, really want to get super into this topic, is that like map awareness is a skill you can have as like normally, like, right? Like map awareness is something that you can have normally, and a lot of people are like, well, hey, like, no, because like, you know, blah blah blah, we can get it so quickly and do all these things. Like, I understand that, but like, the more you play this game and the better you get at this game, you're going to be able to make the decisions that a SWF on comms makes without needing the comms to do these decisions. For example, like when I did one of those survivor tips videos, which by the way, I need to do more of those. I need to do more of those, like, you know, tips videos. I haven't done one of those in like a really, really long time, so I need to get back on that. Well, I don't know. I've been doing the 3 perk series, which I guess is tips and stuff. But anyways, that was a tangent. I think a good example that I had in one of my survivor tips was like the order of operations for who goes for the save, right? Like obviously the person that is healthy goes for the save. Like the 2 things that go in is like, is the person healthy, and does the person have a lot of hooks or is on death hook? So obviously the person with the least amount of hooks and is the healthiest should be the one going for the save, just generally. I know there's exceptions to that rule, but generally that's the rule, and you don't need comms to do that, right? You know, like it's just there's just like a lot of ways that over time you will get better at the game until the point at which comms is not that huge of a deal, and it's not that big of a deal. And it's kind of like it's a diminishing return. I think that's like the big thing I'm looking at and I'm trying to like explain, is it's like a diminishing return. Are comms strong? Oh yeah, but it's mostly a gap filler, and really, really great and awesome players will fill that gap naturally over time. Over time, they will be able to do a lot of the things that comms does for you, just as you get better and better at the game. So it's mostly helpful for people who don't have that full map awareness yet, or don't have that incredible skill of map awareness, and they're still trying to, like, you know, get a general idea of where things are and what's happening and who should be doing what without needing to be told or be constantly fed information. So like, and this I've had this argument on stream before, and people always get upset in this conversation because and I'm sure I've already gotten comments below, is like, wow, you don't think SWF is powerful? I never said that. Like, I literally never said that. I still think SWF is incredibly powerful and incredibly strong. I'm just saying that it's not as strong as you think, because a lot of stronger players already have this kind of map awareness to them, and they don't necessarily get a whole lot out of it. It's kind of more of a booster for people in like the low to mid skill of the game, and higher skill players get less and less out of SWF. So I think, and also it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, are you really telling your friends to not play the game together? Are you really about to look like, okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna be rough here because I know I'm a killer main. A lot of my content is very like killer based, just because that's the role I play more. I'm gonna look at all of you killer mains right now. Come here, come sit with me. These are pub matches. This doesn't matter. Who cares if somebody on a SWF blows you up? It's not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. It's really not. It's not that deep, fam. It's just not that deep. So what if you run into a SWF every once in a while and they're more coordinated? So what? They're kind of stunting their ability to have map awareness because they're not playing without map awareness. They're just being spoon-fed their map awareness. They're doing themselves a disservice. And B, even if they're not doing that, they're just probably hanging out with your friends. Not everybody who's on a SWF or on a call is out here trying to sweat and like blow you out of the water. Not everybody is out here to do that. These are just pub matches on a non-symmetrical game that infinitely repeats. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. It's really not that big of a deal. Not only do I not think it's cheating, I think SWF is highly overrated. I think comms is highly overrated. I think people way overstate the strength of comms, and I think a lot of that is because people are just like looking for that John. You know, they're looking for that thing to blame for like why they actually lost. So they really go ham on like, well, it's because of the comms, you know. But I feel like the strength is definitely overstated. It is very strong, but it is definitely overstated for sure. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll probably upset some people, but that's okay. I'm just speaking my mind. It's my YouTube channel. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to do the like down here, because that's how, you know, it shows up in other people's feeds and we get to invite new people into our group. And if you want to consider, you know, sticking around for a while, you could sub. Those of you who have been actually doing the likes and the subs and the comments, like it's been showing. It's been really showing. Like the help that you've been putting in, that time you've been putting in, is really helping a lot. So thank you if you've already done that, because like it really is actually helping a lot. So like I appreciate that you are taking the time to like make this together. Like we are rising together, you know, like that you have done that, because it is having a very positive effect, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, if you want to hear me ramble about more things and sometimes, you know, teach you things about the game, go ahead and sub, friendos. It's not permanent. You can take it away anytime you want. So yeah, I don't have anything else for you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. But if I don't, I'll see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.